we've got so right now I'm going to be putting in the shower head, which is going to go up here, the handle to adjust the water in this section, and then down here is going to be the spout for the tub. So went ahead and made these braces here. That way I can secure them here and here and here. I already made these. So you can see they just look like this, nothing fancy. But the good thing is that I did it like this, that way I can nail it on the sides, on both sides, so that this board is going to be secured to these. And then at the same time I can nail these in, top and bottom, 2 on each, to be able to get in there and be supportive. You don't really want the handle and the head of the shower and the faucet wiggling because the boards in the back are loose. So I made 3 of these for that purpose. Now I did notice in doing so that these lines are crossed just the way they got routed. So we'll have to try to, move them over so that when you turn the water on, you turn the cold on, the hot doesn't come on, and vice versa. So I'll just kind of route these over because I don't want to adjust them at the manifold like you saw in the previous video, because I want them to be uniform so that they're not just labeled in red and blues mixed up. So we did research and there's not a difference between the red and blue, so I could just switch them back there, but I don't want to do that. So we're gonna cross them over and get them joined here. Now with this here, and following the instructions for this one here and the way it's going to be finished, this side here we want flush with the finished surface. So after we put the backer board and the tile, we're looking at about almost 1 inch, and that's going to be just about this here. So this basically, the space here, wants this to be flush with the studs. So this will kind of sit just like that, and that'll give space for the backer board and the tile, and that should put us about flush with our finished surface, so that when we put the finishing pieces on there, it'll match up neatly with the tile. So when doing so, we've got these 2 mounting brackets on this side here, or screws. This is going to allow me to screw these in to this piece here, and I've already measured. We're looking at from this distance to there, the tub, so it's centered, and the tub is about 15.5 inches. So that's going to center it, and we'll see how close we get. If anything, it may just be a little bit off, which should be fine. We'll just line the shower head and the tub. It's about all lined up with it so it looks uniform so when we finish. And so that's what I'll be doing here in a little bit, and we'll see how it goes. Should work. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Wait, I think it's too quiet. Alex should be outside the door. Let me go find him. Don't want the wife to come home and find out that I lost the kid. All right, so it looks like we ran into a little bit of problem putting in the spout for the tub and the brace that I made. So the problem is that this needs to be mounted on the back, and drilling a hole was my idea. I'd put a hole in there, slide this straight through, and then it would just screw in on the back around the hole. But it's not going to do that because there's not enough room on the back side for it to fit. So I'll have to go find a thinner piece of wood and do some modifications, and we'll see that in a little bit. So I figured out what I'm going to do is we're going to notch out a section of this here for the piping to fit through. I have a piece of thinner wood that I'm going to cut and put on the other side, and as you can see, just kind of looking at it, that it'll be flush, mounting on here gives me the distance. That means it'll clear the wall and won't be resting up against, and it still gives me space out here for the tub. So that's what we'll be doing. Alright, looks like I think I got everything I need. Go ahead and get started. So, like I said, we already checked. I know that this is going to fit. There's space behind it. I can clamp it on and screw it in place once I got it where I need it. And like I said earlier, we did measure to 13.5 inches where we're going to use to center the line from this wall. So we got it 13.5 here. Let's go ahead and mark that. Just 10 on me. There we go. Mark all over the place. 13.5. I think that should be space I need. Put this here. Shower, make sure it fills that up. Got space to mount it, so we know where it's going to go. So the next step is we want to go ahead and get all of our PEX fittings. We want to get the tape, get some Teflon tape, get these secured, and then screw these on. Alright, so we got the cut, so we know so we can go ahead and put these in here. Just going to get this other side cut. Got our angles to go, so that way we can go straight in to the cold using this without having to worry about bending the pipe. So let's do that. this right here basically unscrews. It's just kind of a placeholder so you can get a good fit when you do the backer board and the tile and grout and everything around it. Then you can remove that, screw your shower head in, and you'll have a nice clean fit. So we've got that there. I gotta just kind of basically secure these lines just to make sure that they're nice and neat. But down here you can see we've got everything in place. Hot and cold going in. Tub line is ready. Got the copper spout for the tub. So it looks like we got everything in place, and now we just need to go test it. I'm not going to do it now because it's just me, and I have to go outside, turn it on, water sprays everywhere. I come in, see it, then I have to go back outside and do it. So we'll wait till the wife gets back. She went to go take care of an errand, and once she does that, then we'll go ahead and test the water out, make sure all the connectors are right. What we can do in the meantime is, let me grab these. This here is the PEX pipe fitting. You can see we've got the 1/2 inch and 3/4. We've been using 1/2 inch in the house this whole time, so we're gonna go and kind of go through these real quick and check and make sure they all fit. So, good. And fits. Good. So look at all. Alright, so not feeling too great right now. I'm blowing the weather. I'm gonna fight through it. So, but right now we're gonna cut the backer board for this section here up to the 5 feet because it's 5 feet long. So we're also measuring right here for the stub out for the tub and then the shower controls here. So we've got this measured to 12.5 by 37. So we're gonna mark that point, drill that hole in the backer board. This one here is not exactly centered on 12.5. It's about 12.25. So, well, that's where we're going to put that. It's a 6-inch circle. So I've already taken this off, traced it out on my backer board for the measurements, and so we'll get that cut all the way out because this has to fit flush with the tile. So that means that there's going to have to be a 6-inch circular hole for this in the backer board. And for this niche here, or for this little ledge, got that cut out. Got my extra supports here put in. So hopefully get this cut, measured, slides right in like a glove, and fits great.